as bad as it was when it came. But we cannot say that it is yet Uhuru. No, we cannot say that. It is yet Uhuru because Nigeria are still battling with the issue of the fuel price, and this is affecting a lot of things. So it's a very good thing to say, and I think the Ghanaian president also, I hope you also extend his hands of fellowship to like. Definitely, there are areas where we are going to have a lot of cooperation, where we are going to have a lot of opportunities that the two countries will benefit from. And to say yes, thank you, Mr. President. When you want to do that with a neighboring country, please ensure that you intensify efforts at ensuring that brought out of the doldrum. I want to say congratulations to the new Ghanaian president.
While we congratulate the new Ghanaian president, Mr. John Mahama, let's come back home and say talk politics, especially when we talk about those in the corridors of power, and also the issue of accountability being raised in Edo State right now. The Edo State Governor, Senator Monja Bello, on Tuesday said 18 local government chairmen were suspended. Why? They were suspended because they refused to respond to a discovery that they remitted about 12 billion naira to some leaders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in 15 months. 12 billion naira. Now, it is one thing to handle funds in such a way that you have not given an account of what you did with the money. It's another thing for such funds to be questioned and then you are not responding, and you are holding the people's resources in trust. This is an issue that, as a nation, we need to look at very critically. It's not just an Edo issue. It's an issue that every state in Nigeria must be sensitive to, and in fact, the nation as a whole.
Yes, Debo, I agree with you that it should not be restricted to Edo State alone. It's a national thing, and this kind of thing happens everywhere. I'm not sure that any state in the federation is immune from this kind of malady. I call it malady. Even at the national level, I don't want to believe that it's also not happening. But are we sure that even when, yes, the amount has been revealed, 12 billion naira, those involved have refused to give any explanation, and at the day when the issue comes really into focus, the next thing you'll be hearing is that it is a political witch hunt or vendetta. You see, we do not have the institution presently that will insist that accountability should be a watchword, especially when we hold public offices. I don't know if it is true, if it is investigated and it is true that the money was actually released to some leaders of PDP. Then we ask the question: released to them to do what? Is it to carry out, or was it to carry out developmental projects on behalf of the local government areas that were affected, or is it to do what? Now you discover that a lot of things like this, the Nigerian resources are being limited and being wasted by the day because the institutions in place are not strong enough to ensure that those things are brought under control. And so there is this belief that what is going to happen, after all said and done, it will make noise and the whole thing will dry off naturally. How many of such similar things in the past have we pursued to its logical conclusion? Don't forget the issue of the former accountant general of the federation. Where is the case now? There are so many other cases like that they will hit the deadline. I mean the headlines, and some months after they are dead naturally. Nobody is pursuing that again. You also look at the funny thing that happened when the former Kogi State governor was being hunted, and Kogi state had to go to court to challenge the existence of the EFCC. And when this kind of a thing happens, you ask yourself, what manner of a nation is this? Somebody was to be brought to question for wasting the resources of the state. I mean, and his successor felt that no, it shouldn't be, because it should not be touched, because he has been his alter ego. He ensured that he became the governor and all of that. So we must continue to encourage the fact that we should strengthen institutions rather than strengthening individuals. In this country, a lot of individuals are stronger than the country, that they cannot be touched. Whatever they do, nobody can touch them. And it's a very, very sad narrative for the country.
Another story from the nation. New coronavirus. Nigeria not at risk, says the federal government. The federal government has reassured the public of its preparedness to address any potential outbreak of human metapneumovirus, that's HMPV, in the country. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Mr. Adekunle Salako, informed that the government has put necessary precautionary measures in place with continuous improvement to health infrastructure. We are hoping and praying that the 2019 lockdown will not happen again.
I think we can only hope, just like you just said. We can only hope, Debo. We can only hope, and it's scary. And I think all efforts should not be spared at ensuring that that thing does not come into Nigeria. The COVID-19 of the thing started around Ewekoro then. The first person that was suspected to have it came around and visited Ewekoro local government, and the whole thing became escalated. And for how many months we were all on lockdown. If this let's believe that Dr. Salako is saying the truth, but vintage the way we do things in Nigeria, we should just be very, very cautious and ensure that, again, those of you in the media ensure that you bring up programs that will make government to be on our toes, as ensuring that that thing does not come to Nigeria. I visited this Ibara Itaiko Junction last week. I went to do something with my phone had faults, so I went there. I'd never been. They call it a name. I've forgotten now. We are those guys.
Okay. The tarmac.
Wow, Debo. It was the first getting into the middle, the
center
heart
of the action.
and I said, God, no calamity should occur in that place. It will be a disaster. Come and see the crowd. And I looked at it, said, I was thinking in my mind, is the government doing anything to control anything? The kind of crowd that you have in that place, let me tell you, if anything should happen and just one person gets into that place, the whole of Abeokuta Ogun State will have that virus. There is no control at all. And the population in that place is more than what that place can contain. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us that this kind of places, the government should visit and ensure that there are enough controls. One. Two, our borders. I begin to wonder how government is paying the immigration personnel. Because year in, year out, we have immigration officers being recruited, and people still coming through dubious means and all of that, and the Nigerian borders are so porous that anything can happen. Well, we want to thank Dr. Salako and pray that the ministry will be up to task in ensuring that this thing does not come to Nigeria. The economy this time around is so fragile that I'm not sure that we can have a lockdown just like we had during the COVID-19 era. We just pray that government will rise to the situation as it has been.
Well, Bayo, when you said that those of you in the media should do something, I was like, Bayo is also in the media now. You should begin to see yourself as one of us.
I am a pseudo media man.
You should begin to see yourself as one of us.
You were the one. You are the one training me, Bolaji, Titi, yourself, Debo, and Tokwe, and okay. I think Emmanuel. You are my teachers, and I won't forget that.
Big voice in the
it is well. Thank you. So, Dr. Salako, we want to plead that necessary measures should be taken to our promised, so that we don't have any of such crises on our hands again.
Okay, now police are trying to give us, some of the achievements in the year 2024, and I think it's something that should be of interest to all of us. To know how far the Nigerian police force have gone, and what they've been doing in the recent past. Police cybercrime unit recovered 8 billion naira, prosecuted 751 persons in 2024. The Nigerian Police Force National Cybercrime Center successfully recovered 8 billion naira, over 8 billion naira actually, proceeds of crime, and prosecuted 751 individuals in the year 2024. Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumewa Adijobi, who made this known in a statement in Abuja on Tuesday, explained that the recoveries were part of the outstanding achievement of the center in the past, particularly in combating cybercrime. Now, this sounds to me like a very massive sector. Cybercrime, up to over 8 billion naira recovered. How much were not recovered? God only God knows.
Well, let's still give it to the police. At least, let's say that something good is starting to happen at that level. So you can imagine a whopping 8 billion naira. So let's what they are doing, what they have done, and to plead that the Nigerian police should continue to pursue this issue unabated. It's a very, very terrible thing. If you are not so careful, if one is the gullible type, these guys will just come, and they come with in different forms. And I'm not sure that any one of us here in the studio hasn't had an experience with them before. And so if you are not careful, if you gullibly follow whatever you are asked to do online, then you are in for it.
Yeah, sure.
And then let's give it to the Nigerian police for this feat. When they do well, let's encourage them. We will not really, like you said, know how much was lost in the process. But for heaven's sake, they were able to do what they did because they wanted to do it. Okay. And with the prosecution too. It's just that the issue of prosecution, I'm not so happy about the way we go about it in the country, because you just hear that some people are being prosecuted. Yeah. You don't hear the outcome of such prosecutions. And when we have the outcomes, when people are punished, it will serve as deterrent to those who may have that tendencies. But when you don't get the outcome of whatever, then it will just be, is it not Nigeria? They will shout, and by the time we give part of what we have stolen, then the whole thing will go.
Now, with this recovered billions, what happens to it?
Well, we don't know we don't know those who own the money.
Some people were victims.
And we do not, let's say, yes, we do not know the victims. Again, let's see those who, and again, how would the victims be identified? If the victims, if you are able to, if the Nigerian police is able to identify the victims, let the process begin for the refund of.
Might be quite impossible.
But where does the money go to? Is it going to be a revenue to the federal government or what? Or is it going to be a revenue to the Nigerian police and all of that? These are issues that we really need to look critically into, so that those who lost their money at least will heave of a sigh of relief, so to say.
Yeah, so people want to know that, okay, we've recovered this amount of money and this is what we intend to
Yes,
do
we should
about
ask
it.
questions. I agree.
All right, and so this next story, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land, Iba Gani Adams, has urged governors in the southwest region to urgently address the growing security threats posed by bandits infiltrating their states. Adams' call followed an alarm raised by the Oyo State engineer Shege Makinde, who said during the 2025 annual interfaith service in Ibadan on Monday that bandits fled military operations in the northwest had infiltrated forest in Oyo State. And so he said, tackle banditry before it escalates. That's Ibagani Adams.
I asked the question, has he not talking of banditry? And the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, that's the warlord of the whole of Yoruba land. Let the Ààrẹ also start. He has his men. You see, when some of these people just come up, they at times, that's the way I see it, I may be wrong. At times they insult our sensibilities. Gani Adams is coming out and I don't know, before banditry escalates. Banditry had been on for quite a long time. Well, it's okay. Let's also encourage the government or the governors this time around to also put in place security network at stemming the tide. Banditry has come to stay, but I think government is making all efforts to ensure that this thing is brought to the barest minimum. And you find that these people are always in our various forests. And I think in the days of old, we used to have those we call the forest rangers. What has happened to that arm? So let us go back there, and my own advice will be that the governors should ensure that all these forests are periodically raided, and where we have those bandits, get them cleared off. Sincerely, he doesn't need a Gani Adams to tell the governor of a state. If the governor of a forestry is spotted and it is confirmed the bandits are there giving my people issues, I will get to that place, vintage me, I will destroy them. Yes, because they don't mean well for our people. People will be kidnapped, and you hear the amount these people will be requesting for those in their nets to be released. So do they have to be within in the society? Get them cleared off. So let's thank Gani Adams for saying that. But I don't think we need a Gani Adams to
But
tell any governor.
there are some bandits that intentionally mix with innocent people so that they know that, oh, as long as innocent people are here, they don't want to attack us.
They know what attack you.
I'm not sure that we have any of such benevolence. Any of such benevolence
It's
bandits.
an advantage for them.
They will do anything. See, they want to live life on the very fast side, and if those who had been there and who were lucky to come out, if you listen to their tales of woes, then you agree with me that no effort should be spared at ensuring that they are destroyed wherever they are. So I don't need the Gani Adams to tell me as a governor to ensure that we do such a thing. I don't need it.
That's the position.
Yeah, Gani Adams. Who's Gani Adams? Gani Adams. I'm sorry.
We're going to open the lines shortly, but let's just take a slide. Lieutenant General Oluyede came on board. He's been talking a lot about prioritizing the welfare of his men, and he also mentioned it again. He told soldiers to brace up in doing their jobs as a nation depends on them to eradicate insecurity and terrorism in the country. He spoke to the Soldier and Army Doctrine and Training Conference held recently in Niger State, and he said that he was going to prioritize the soldiers before any other official in the army. And this body language and what you have seen since he came on board, how effective has it been?
I think he's following in the footsteps of the late Lieutenant General Lagbaja. I listened to him and I was encouraged by the way he addressed the soldiers. He told them that he was ready, that the Nigerian military is ready at any time um, uh, to address issues having to do with their welfare. He also encouraged those of them who can come up with a means of getting solutions to some of these problems to come up to him and talk that his doors are opened to receive them, to accommodate them. It's a very good one, Debo. It's a very good one in the sense that you see, when the troops are encouraged, when you have leaders who identify with that set of people, it's going to boost their morale. There's no doubt about that. And that was what late General Lagbaja was also doing. You recall that if you look at some of the clips of Lagbaja then, he was training with them, he was doing a lot of things with them.
He was always on the field.
He was always, and that's what I think the general is also doing, to follow in the footsteps of his predecessor in office.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
All right. Back later. 0803-437-53 0815-032-0226. Those are the numbers to call to be part of the program this morning.
Well, okay, let's pick this call first.
Hello.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome,
Yes,
sir.
Yes. Security business, bandits, all sort of names. Like the guest like said, the government will need to be told by the Ghanaian that they must prepare themselves. We as human beings, as citizens of this nation and the electorate, we too must the security against everybody's business. Like what's happening in the north, the people in the north, just in the news, they have all these guys. They have what them. Like Robert used to say, let us help ourselves. When you say a new person in our area, no matter the religion, no matter the age or whatever, let the police know. The landlords have data of your tenants in the house. They have employed the religious bodies too. We the religious, we that call ourselves that we are religious. Let us help ourselves. Don't let us take that Islam is Muslim, is this and that. Now this guy think that, sorry to say this, this guy this Muslim people are doing one like that, they are doing this, they are doing that, this and that. This was telling them, do you know your people, know yourself? Like in the banking industry, kids, they know your customer. Plant people they know their customers, they know their everybody. So let us help ourselves. If you don't help ourselves, we cannot help the governors. If you don't love ourselves, we cannot love anybody else. Then on the economy, we have to do something. Let us do the needful. If we don't do this, we're spending where the government are doing. They need to be answerable to people. And the law doesn't permit them to be answerable to us because you cannot sue them. They are untouchable. The local government chairman too, and those ones are great, they are unfolding. You see what will happen. Like what happened in those days, the local government in those days. It happened every time from 1999 to today. But people will do the same thing. Go and write it down. So don't say because it's PDP or APCP same thing is going to happen in different ways. So let us do this.
530815 Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Very well.
Yes.
I wish you the same. Compliment.
I was in Lagos last week.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
About what you're talking about
You're
security.
welcome back. Yes, Naughty.
I love what you say about that area of Nokan Council. In fact, I'm giving glory in our axis, Ibarra, Ishagari, that this kidnapping has been an history. In fact, during one of our community meetings, we were told that our boys who are doing Okada are the one taking food to those people. Then some of people, Yoruba, one woman at a junction will be telling the kidnapper, she just go the other container. So, as the last caller said, Tinikuli Obampani to the Pani, and as you said, in our economy, it's not yet. And I read something, I don't know, it's a video that the president of Ghana referred to our president as president of Republic of Ghana mistakenly. They say if it's in Nigeria, people will be, social media will have gone agog now. But me, I'm still hopeful. 2025 is going to be a wonderful one for us. So have a wonderful and pleasant week.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
085453 and 0815
Good morning.
Gentlemen of the press,
Elder.
Good morning, sir.
good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Security matter. You see, in those good days of the Western region, we had a Ministry of Agriculture Resources. There is a department that was meant for forestry. Those days we have foresters, we have forest this, forest that. If we are still having that department, the officers there should collaborate with the security agencies so that in whatever forest these people are found, they can be flushed out. With the collaboration of the forestry department of the Ministry of Agriculture and the security agencies, I think there will be no problem in getting bandits out of our forests. That's number one. Number two, for the good job that the police have done in recovering over 8 billion naira from the cyber crime people. It's a big job that they have done. But the government needs to still support the police with all the technologies that they would need to continue to fish out these cyber crime operators. The police can work if they are given adequate support by government. And I want to believe that they would know how to get the victims of those people if they really want to do the job. That's my belief. So once again, I support Bayo in giving it to the police for doing a very good job in recovering over 8 billion. That's a whopping amount.
It's a lot. It's a lot, sir.
Whooping, sir.
Yes. So I give it to them in your support. God bless Nigeria.
God bless you too.
God bless you, sir.
Before I go, you see, Nigeria has always been a big brother to nations in Africa. Where would we have our own big brother? Who is to be our own big brother? We are sovereign inside and doing a lot outside.
Outside.
How do we correct this issue? Because
Elder, Nigeria is the firstborn. He's the senior brother.
We are suffering, sincerely.
That fact that we are brothers to other nations, but nonetheless,
We must take care of ourselves.
Comfortable for ourselves.
Yes.
We should do that. If we don't do that, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, Bayo, that is a very worrying and worrisome trend.
Yes.
Where you will see an institution of government saying, we want to employ 1,000 people, we want applicants to come in, and you will see over 200,000 people applying. And it has been like that, and for a long time. There's this story in the papers today that says the Kwara State Universal Basic Education Board shortlisted 1,800 applicants for employment after a process that attracted over 55,700 who applied.
Well, that's Kwara State. I think the story is all over. I think what happened was the fact that over time, government at all levels refused to recruit people. People are leaving service day in, day out, and governments all over refused to bring in new hands. It's something that is quite worrisome. Look at what happened in Ogun State recently. But kudos to our governor, at least, for bringing in those teachers and what have you, those whatever what they call them, I've forgotten now. It is important that when the old hands are leaving, because they have to leave. I mean, after 35 years, you discover that the productivity, whether we like it or not, will met. I mean, the strength will not be there again. The brain starts coming down and all of that. And you should expect it. After 35 years, somebody should just go back home and rest. But people were leaving, but government was not replacing them. And year in, year out, Debo, don't forget the fact that year in, year out, the Nigerian universities, colleges of education, polytechnics, and all other institutions are producing graduates every year. Not only that, only recently, some universities were also created. And some people are still arguing that we don't even have enough. And those who are still in the business of producing babies are not stopping.
And they won't stop. For your information, they will not stop.
And because my own children now have been having their own children. I mean, my grandchildren and all of that. So government should do something about it.
Hello, good morning.
Employment is key.
Hello, good morning.
Good
morning, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I just want to talk with you on that security. What about teachers? You see, the problem that I think I have that I have of that so is workshop is the fact that how can the military root out the bandits from where they are hiding out massive collateral damage that I think is a major problem. Bandits hide among civilians. Some of them will say, some of them think that you said that are not even innocent. But they use human shield. They use children and women as a shield when they protect themselves. That is, I think we need more intelligence and more technology to be able to do that. However, they only want to do what they want to fight. Of course, how to solve that problem. I'm talking about the people that do that to get to one particular. Well, it is true that when somebody has worked well that's 5 years, it's a private thing that you should go over and look at. I think as far as the level of unemployment. So that extent, yes, but we should not forget that more than wine, more than food.
Thank you
very
Thank you so
so
much,
much.
much,
sir.
Colin.
Talking about the issue of the bandits, you also mentioned it, and coming back to what Bolaji said the other time, how do we save the innocent
Innocent.
ones? Yes, and Baba Wosheni actually provided a way out to that. There is the need for government to up the technology that these security agencies are using, and there's also the need on the part of our people to assist government. Like what Ronti said, how on earth will a woman selling food giving information? Those Okada
Okada
ones,
riders.
they are terrible. So and these various community development associations should also come together and ensure that these things are addressed. Yes, I agree with Bolaji. When you have the innocent ones, especially when they have cornered them and they are with them, it might be difficult to go there to wipe them off. But we are saying that even before then, I mean, how did we get to that level? How did we get to a level that these people got into the forest without being noticed and they started their whatever they are doing now? So government should keep on exploiting and exploit of especially the latest technology to ensure that
The drones.
I do not the drones. I do not believe that this thing cannot be eradicated. At least if you cannot eradicate 100%, we can bring it down to the
Sir,
ground
good morning
minimum.
to everyone in the studio.
Good morning,
Good morning,
sir.
sir.
I'm going to learn and answer.
Welcome.
Alright.
That's a long time. You see, the issue of when you are talking of Nigeria, to understand me, and already we are grown. Honestly, we are grown in this country, and we are no more in a state. Because number one, the people we put our trust into their hands are not ready to help anybody to do their job. Look at the insecurity in this country is in every aspect of our economy. Every institution in this country. I usually want to say everybody say all of us are government. Wow! How can none of us be government? We are talking about the end of our fear. Which are and they are not premeditated. They have no mission for the people they are ruling. You see that they are not active at all at all. How can somebody, a whole military, and some people go there but bad there? Supposing the other foreign country are coming to attack us. No intelligence of this weather. They just sit down in their office or wait there somewhere and they pull up their clothes and sit down. That is absurd. Nobody is secured in this country. We are only limiting our security to physical attack about them. Are we financially secure? Are we health secure? Everything are we secure? You will see them trying to establish university and all this. That's what we need now. We need proper security. Let us be comfortable. The masses must be comfortable. But no, I say you are not secure. All these things boil down to once you are secure financially, in any form of comfortability, health-wise, educational-wise, and our personal optimal. But nothing like that now. They will say you are in the country. God will not allow this. When you yourself are allowed, see people on the bicycle. See them on the bicycle. See people, 4 people. And the guy investment they just around. Go to hear the collect money from. Go to hear the sound. Teach out will be okay. When everyone's ready. We are the same villages. Whether you are president or not, you are all up from the same boat. Let's say, not the government alone. The people around, they are born from somewhere. I think the president, the governor, not born from the same village.
Praise our sound, thank you.
Let me tell you, unless we shape the attitude in this country, we are gone. You are already gone. You are only wasting our
We
time.
are not going anywhere. Praise the Lord, Lazar. We are not going
I
anywhere.
mean, you can see the passion,
The
you can
passion.
see the way.
Yes.
Yes, it is true, but we keep on saying it, and we keep on urging government. We keep on urging ourselves too, because all of us have duties, have roles to play in ensuring that these things are brought down. is important.
There's a story here that says 19 suspected cult members have been arrested following a deadly clash between rival cult groups in the ancient town of Owo in Ondo State. All right, and then because the death toll from the incident was reportedly risen from 5 to 9. Another one, NSCDC arrests 7 vandals in Abuja. The operatives of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps have arrested 7 vandals in the Federal Capital Territory. And of course, the arrest followed concerns by authorities over widespread destruction and theft of infrastructures within the city by vandals.
Well, the question, are we going to have an end to it, especially the issue of cultism? Yes, I think we can. When we don't treat them with kid gloves, we can. Anyone that is arrested, let that person, let those group of people be dealt with. With the issue of the vandals, you watch. I don't know if you watched that clip on this Abuja street when those people, where they removed a lot of those things on the road. It's also starting to. It's also starting in Abeokuta now. We are going from Odoyo and all of that. There is a place when you get to Okeago. There is a place that those funders have also toyed with. We should all be on guard and ensure that, just like Debo said, and just like it has been said severally, that the issue of security is everybody's business. When we notice something that is untoward, it is important for us to help ourselves by ensuring that we get the law enforcement agencies informed. And we also hope that when we do that, that they will do the needful to ensure that those people are brought to book.
A big thank you to Bayo Gundimo this morning.
Thank you so much.
You have been rightly tagged senior analyst of Nigeria too. Thank you for coming around again.
I don't know where he got that in any way.
I also want to thank Idris Adelak on the newsroom and Akim Suleiman. Daniel Okichiko, a big thank you to you. Dr. Idowu, thank you for pressing buttons. Kemi Shufalawe Chiko, our producer, a big thank you. I am Debo Adeyinka. Please stay tuned for the review of editorials.
And I'm Bolaji. Don't have a beautiful day.